Vodafone and the government enter the final round of settlement talks. Ernst Young's Global Director of International Tax, that's James Tobin, believes that in recent times there's been a more positive tone from the finance minister to try and create an investor-friendly tax regime. In fact, in an exclusive chat with ET Now's Ashwin Mohan, Tobin admits that even if a settlement is reached in the Vodafone tax spat, it may not fully restore the confidence of global investors.
I think India kind of has a reputation as one of the most aggressive, maybe the most aggressive country from an enforcement standpoint. My multinational clients, I can't think of any that have significant operations in India that don't have very significant disputes in India. So it's a major concern for most of our multinationals that India is just a very, very tough place to get certainty and reliable tax administration.
Have Finance Minister P. Chidambaram's policies managed to restore some of the credibility that was lost due to the controversial policies that were ushered in during his predecessor's regime?
Yeah, from my understanding, there's certainly a much more positive tone from the top right now. The new APA program is something that there's a lot of hope for internationally. A lot of applications have gone in. A lot of companies are very interested. Outcomes have not been produced yet, so time will tell how favorable that is. The safe harbors for transfer pricing are quite positive, a positive step, but very early on, and tone from the top, I'm not sure has yet translated into action on the ground.
Now, the conciliation talks that are ongoing between British telecom giant Vodafone and the Indian tax government are yet to fructify. How important do you think a binding settlement regarding this case would be in the global context?
Retrospective legislation, if that's not nullified, then there's a need for settlement talks. If the retrospective legislation is nullified, there's not a need for settlement talks. So a favorable settlement, I'm not sure what would be considered favorable. An acceptable settlement to Vodafone would be positive for Vodafone. I'm not sure it would restore a lot of confidence in the international community who felt that the retrospective legislation was overreaching in the first place.
Now, the Indian tax department has also taken the rather bold step of going ahead and taxing hypothetical income or notional income in the case of several MNCs, including Vodafone and also Shell. Shell being, of course, the case with the biggest quantum involved. How do you read the situation? Because it's caused a fair degree of controversy in the transfer pricing world.
To be honest with you, somewhat astounded. That is so far from any international norm that I've ever seen. And if the courts decide negatively on that, it would be shocking to the international community.